Okay, I hope you can hear me. I can hear me. Yes, should be. You should. Okay. I think we can stop this one. I think that we can make not so long the music. I don't know is necessary at all. And we will back here and I will. And I must now find the page with this book. Yeah, okay, I found it, and I found that, and yeah, okay. Hello. If someone will look on it, will watch it. I meant, yeah. We no. I'm now, in process of learning English, and for this purpose, of course, I should read a different literature. How I sometimes read a course about poetry. Usually it's in Mondays, but usually in Monday, yeah, not Mondays. Just I do it usually in Monday, plural form. Yeah, and it's of course interesting, but also I should read something about my topic as a game designer, and I really want to find a book, Jesse Shell, The Art of Game Design. It's kind of expensive book, and I'm not sure that I will be able to read it on the stream. And now don't want to know, just rush with this book. So, but my English tutor, very nice guy, he gave me the link for level design book. It's actually the name of the site, and you can find the link in the description of this stream. You wish, and today I just will read it, as every other course which I read. Usually I try to, read, maybe, I'm not sure, maybe I will make concepts of this. I will try to comment some, some moments from this book, but generally I will just read the book. So I think we could start. Yeah. What I want to just, yeah. What is the level? What if I will try to? Oh no. Yeah, everything broken. Everything repaired. Okay. Yeah, again, I can't see chat if someone will look on it, but usually no one watched it online, so yeah, sorry if I will miss something. Okay, what is level design? What is level design? What is level design and how? What is level design and how to use this book? Yeah, it's kind of interesting because, yeah, you can see it, but he's a very good player of book. I mean, it's looks like no, well, not encyclopedia, but something kind of very segmented, very organized website. So we can choose a good. We have a good, outline for this book. We can see a different different. Oh, it's even 4 books and different chapters or chapters. I think. Yeah. What is the level? Okay, let's just read. Diagram of basketball court. Superimposed on overview of Blood Gulch, Halo 1. I really recognize this map. I don't know why, because I never played in Halo in multiplayer, but I really recognize it for some reason. Well, a level is a space where a game happens. Some examples: the Fortnite Island, an obstacle course OB in Roblox. Never played in Fortnite, honestly. An obstacle course OB in Roblox. In Roblox. Okay, basketball court, racetrack. Oh, okay, it's not about Fortnite. Okay, I got it. Because what about? I mean, I know that the Roblox is some game which exists, and that's actually, and it has some connection with Minecraft, but it's really all what I know about the Roblox. I never seen even a screenshot from that. So. And it's just line of some kind of list of different games and different examples. Basketball court, racetrack, or playground. Okay, a Monopoly board, crossboard. Okay, it's 3 types of level. Level could be, could be a Fortnite Island, a big open space. It could be course, obstacle course. It's kind of, I think, in Roblox. I don't know how it's working in Roblox, but on some servers of Minecraft, people build a kind of obstacle course, and just for different player who want to pass it on time, or maybe just pass it because sometimes it's really hard. Okay, yeah. Also, it could be just a sport. Sport games. It's a basketball, racetrack, playground, just playground. Yeah. For chance. And the third list, it's about board games. Monopoly board, crossword puzzle, coloring book. I actually bought a Hive recently. It's a really nice game. Dual board game. Yeah. Okay. All this again. Okay. I want to make a timer. About maybe 1 hour. To read it. Someone liked my post. Oh, okay. Wait. I want to make a time for me. I don't want to read more than 1 hour. Maybe 1 hour with half. Yeah, 1 hour with half is gonna be enough reason for today. It will be not, focused reason, we just read it. All this game spaces set boundaries for players to move and interact. Different levels offer variation. For example, all basketball courts have similar shapes, but an outdoor court and an indoor gym offer different experiences, cultures, and moods. Level designers focus on how different game spaces can make players feel and behave. Yeah. Looks like I don't know how I can comment on it. I mean, yes. What is? Could you read it? Yeah. What is level design? We define level design broadly, but with a specific disclaimer. Broad. I'm actually not sure about the meaning of this word. Let's check it. Broadly, adverb. Broadly speaking, I agree with you. Okay, if generally without considering the oh, it's a cool word. I think. I mean, I should use it if it's replaced for generally or for without consist. Yeah, great word. Should remember it. Level design is the practice of planning and building spaces for video games. Design is the practice of Level design is the practice of planning and build spaces for video games. Okay, usually first person or third person action shooters. Yeah, it's kind of sad. I mean, I think I want. It's good to know what this book will tell me, but first I want to know about strategy game design. But I really love strategy much more. But looks like I just don't really able to find some really good books about that. Usually, I don't know why. Maybe I'm looking in the wrong place. Maybe places. I mean, maybe the good books about level design in strategy. It should be some kind of class books for I don't know generals and military generals. I mean someone who strategy games in video games. I mean they came from the board strategy games, and board strategy games was born through the real military training. Yeah, it's called HQ games or something like that in military. Yeah, when they modulate some kind of cases in real war and do it. And maybe good books about how to make a good strategy. Maybe it's a top secret books. Yeah. This book is still useful for scrolling platformers, top-down strategy game. It's interesting, top-down strategy games or non-combat games, but for better or worse, most level design theory engage with 3D shooters as a default medium, dating back to the invention of the level design role during the shooter-heavy 1990s. Yeah. I think it's mostly because 3D shooters, 3D adventures games is much more about, they can attract more people and is more money in this, industry of 3D shooters and 3D adventures, and that's why there's, some academical knowledge collected faster and maybe properly than in all the different video games genres. For more about the history of the level design role, see history of the level design. Oh, sorry. Oh, it's just the same website, but it's kind of linked to further information. No, we will not go so quickly. Functional level design with environment art. Level designers focus on shaping player behavior in large studio behavior. I should notice the dot in the end of sentence, yeah? No. So, back, please. Come on. No, not so back. Okay, sorry guys. I think no, I now can't. Someone sent me messages in Telegram and sending. No, I can't now just yeah, sorry. I'm trying to read. Functional level design with environment art. Level designers focus on shaping player behavior. Interesting. Okay. Designers focus on shaping. Okay. In large studios. How to spell? How to pronounce this word properly? I mean. Studios. In large studios, they often write documentation, draft layouts, build blockouts, observe playtests, and balance maps and encounters. In contrast, an environment artist focuses more on graphics. They art path models, materials, set dressing, and lighting to refine the level's visual appearance. While this is mostly decoration, good environment art supports experience design goals and helps players play. Okay. Yeah, it's kind of dichotomy. Is dichotomy the word? I mean, it's something from Roman and from Latin. Dichotomy, division or contrast between two groups of things that are completely opposite to and different from each other.
Dichotomy.
Okay, dichotomy. I should remember this word. I think I will remember this word because I really use it sometimes in Russian. It's a dichotomy. So yeah, dichotomy. Okay. So there are two ways to understand level design. The first one, a formal industrial sense of capital D level design without environment art. Formal industrial sense of capital L, capital D level design. Okay, without environment art. Okay. And broad common sense level design includes environment art, anything in a level. Okay, I got it. So we make a distinction between a level design with the capitals and level design without capital. Okay. So yeah, when we speak level design, it's some kind of sum of level design with capital and environment art. But if we write some kind of level design with capitals, it's we mean exactly the level design without some environment, without art, just some kind of block scheme, just yeah. Okay, interesting how solid this rule in the real industry. Okay, in this book we emphasize the formal industrial level design for learning purpose, but always remember that your players engage with broad common sense level design as a whole. I'm not too sure about this word. Want to check it?
Emphasize.
No.
Emphasize.
Yeah, emphasize. To give special importance to something. Level design for learning purposes, but always remember that you. Okay, yeah. Common sense is a major, actually, sense which you should have. Okay. Well, okay, maybe not major. You have a much more important sense maybe for functionality. Room design versus world design. Level designers can spend days or even weeks designing a single room, but for a huge battle royale, open world or MMO with hundreds, thousands of rooms, agonizing over a single room is impractical. Agonizing in this. Okay, I know this word. I mean, it's the first time when I meet it in such context, yeah. World designers considers flow and wayfinding for neighborhoods instead of house, biomes instead of places, categories instead of instances. This generic approach lets players systems breathe, but without players of systems to fill that void, the resulting world may feel empty or bland. Yeah, it's kinda interesting. They trying to they're trying to define what level design is on contrast with some closed terms, but to make distinguish, and we clearly understand and we could clearly understand what level design is. Yeah, when we for example, it's not a world design. Yeah, world design, it's more about general rules, how work in a biome, or some cities and stuff. But level designer, it's more about some particular things, particular stuff in it. To build a direct or scripted experience, obsess over every room like an architect. Okay. But for player-heavy, system-heavy games with lots of space, world design offers the lighter touch of an urban planner. For player-heavy, system-heavy, player-heavy, system-heavy games with lots of space, world design offers the lighter touch of an urban planner. Okay, I got the second part of the sentence. I'm not sure what is player heavy and system heavy games. Like a system heavy, it's about with a lot of different system and mechanics. Maybe yes, I think it's something about that. It's just about the big games they wanted to say, and they found this interesting way. Okay. In Pleasant Park in Fortnite, the individual room layout of each house matters less than the overall shape of the neighborhood. Yeah. It's kind of they could be an empty even, because there's a major purpose of this box, I mean every this house. Yeah, it's just it's a place where some equipment could be found. Yeah, not founded. Founded, it's different from, sorry. Oh, I don't want to read it right now, sorry. Okay. Theory with Go Map. This is a book, so obviously we think reading is good. But as with any other art, a book can only introduce you to the craft. At some point, you just have to close the book and go build some levels. Yeah, without practice, knowledge almost useless. Actually, without practice, knowledge useless. Yeah, you can be a really educated person, but if you do nothing, for why you need this education? Actually, yeah, you should use your education. And it's not even about what they speak right now. I'm just it's the categories. I mean, but of course, also that about a good practice is an education too, and it's your skill. If you ask a quick community maker a lot of questions, there is a tradition to respond with the blunt answer, go map. This curt expression might seem rude, but it intends to nature, as if to say, stop procrastinating, you'll figure it out, now go try to do it, you are ready. Yeah, the only way to become a level designer is to make levels, ideally a lot of levels. Don't know what to make? See your list of suggested projects. I will not see it right now. Sometimes we say map instead of level. A map implies a free-form space that supports variety, while a level implies more scripted direction. Okay, interesting. But it's not a big deal. Use this words I don't know what it means. Interchangeable. I know what it means and I know this word, but I'm sorry, I should prepare myself to pronounce it. Interchangeable. Not. Interchangeably. I'm not sure. Okay, let's listen it on the Oxford Dictionary.
Interchangeably.
Interchangeably. Okay. Philosophy. This book was written with specific ideals and beliefs about level design. Okay, it's kind of disclaimer that yes, something we you know, some cases in our some. Okay, we have axioms in the book. Yeah, we just believe in something. Cleaner theory. Most level design books are either too academic and conceptual or too commercial and reductive. We aim to explain and expand the same language that working level designers use, while also remaining critical enough to prevent lazy thinking. Prune, run, maybe.
Prune.
Prune, a dried plum. It is often eaten cooked. And verb, to cut off some of the branches from a tree. Okay. To prevent lazy thinking. Yeah, we just cut lazy thinking. I think it's kind of, yeah. Let's read. Maybe here's another meaning of this word. Prune something back, to make something smaller by removing parts, to cut out parts of something. Yeah, I think it's about, prunes lazy thinking. Yeah, we just cut out lazy thinking. Level designers often lack language for discussing shape and volume, and benefit greatly from the architectural concept of method. We cite outside concepts without realizing the deeper roots. For example, critical paths come from critical paths method, a scoping and dependency checking tool in engineering. When we are impressive with words and theories, thinking and communication suffers. Okay, they mean some they mean here some technical terms from, I suppose, from the books which I didn't read, because it's the same books, yeah, and which coherate with same technical terms in architecture or engineering. Critical path, mycin. Okay. I mean, I don't know what mycin is, concept art or critical paths. So yeah, I can make some guesses. What is it? What are this? Yeah, but I'm not sure. What this are? What this are? This like this? Yeah. Okay. So Bum, bum. Bum, bum. Yeah. Also, zooming out. Also, level designers should focus on player behavior. Sometimes we must zoom out and see the big picture. A level is a combination of spatial design, art, psychology, programming, and culture. From the player's perspective, there is no difference between level design and environment art. Anything that affects the game world is level design. It's kinda... it's very wide explanation. Okay, avoid the lure of simplest does and don'ts. Avoid the lure of simplistic. Okay, I know what simplistic, but what is lure? It's kinda lure. Persuade or trick somebody to go somewhere to do something. It should be a no. Have the lure as a no. The lure of something, the attractive qualities of something. Oh, attractive qualities, like a... oh, okay, lure of simplistic, it's not a good kind of... yeah, it's not a good characteristic, and we try to avoid it. Does and don'ts. What it means? I'm sorry, I will go to, you know, just a translator. Oh, what we couldn't, what we able and what we don't. Okay, does and don'ts. It's like a... okay. Level avoids lure of simplistic does and don'ts. And I want to hear how it's...
Do's and don'ts.
Does and don'ts. Okay. Levels are more than collections of rooms and cover boxes, and more than landscapes with rocks and trees sprinkled on top. A level processes history and culture and intent, and as responsible designers we must consider the entire play experience. Well, yes, it's kind of you know, good stuff, and I mean, good case when the game designer could you know, work in team and coherate their vision on his task with the vision on project, with all the game designers, with you know, level designers, and it's kind of a general rule for any job in this world. I mean, good when you can cool when you can just, you know, speak with other people and you know, do it with some purpose. I mean, yeah, you can just see well, it's your task, see tasks of other people and make some kind of, and merge it somehow. Yeah. Stay alive and free. The printed format tends to doom level design books to obsolescence within a few years. Obsolescence. The state of becoming old-fashioned and no longer useful. Okay, books obsolescence within a few years. Fortunately, this book lives online. For the foreseeable future, we intend to continue updating the book as new developments or trends in level design emerge. Don't die. Okay. This online book will stay free and open access until its servers shut down, and even then its content will likely be archived across the internet. The level design community collectively made level design, and so it should continue to belong freely to the community. We will never paywall this book nor sell any copies of this book. Okay. Unattributed book text and unattributed images, content, and licenses under permission Creative Community by. You cannot sell this book nor sell any ports, translations. All copies, translations, and derivative works must remain free and open access. You can watch this stream free, and I gave all links in descriptions about this book. So yes, I hope I execute all rules of this license and all these rules. Okay, how to use this book? The book consists of 4 sections. Process details 4 level design concepts, and it is essential for beginners and students who need to learn level design workflows and language. Most readers should start here. I think I will start there. Culture covers level design trends from various perspectives and offers short primers of the history of architecture, lighting, and other crafts adjusted to level design. I think it's most maybe yeah, I think it's just most interesting moment for me, but of course I should learn something else. Yeah. Studies, analyze and unpack how a practical level works, accompanied by diagrams and screenshots. Cool. Projects are self-guided tutorials and project ideas for students and hobbyists. Teachers should check notes for educators. Cool. Hobbyists. Okay, I never meet this word. It's kinda, man who do something like a hobby, yeah? Hobbyists. Hobbyist. Like Hobbit from Tolkien. I want to check this word, sorry. Hobbyist. A person who is very interested in a particular hobby.
Hobbyist.
Hobbyist. Cool. There is also an appendix featuring a tools list with recommended software and game engines and links to additional level design assets and resources, free models and textures, recommendations for all the level design books, etc. Lastly, we strongly recommend joining a level design community because a book can't love you back. I think I will. Maybe I will register there, but of course not on the stream. Now what? Beginners get a general understanding of the process, especially pre-production layer. Okay, we just go. I think we can stop this nonsense. Book 1, process. How to make a level. Oh yeah, I never played in Counter-Strike. I mean, I maybe played in a couple of times in school, but in health, IT classes, informal logic classes. I'm not sure how this word will be in English. Okay. How to make a level. Overview of general workflow and concepts for video game level design. Most 3D level designs projects involve this process. First one, pre-production. Plan out the big ideas and overall experience design. Combat option. For combat games, define how players and enemy types interact. Oh, come on. Players and enemy could interact not only through the combat. Layout, but yeah, okay, it's just a small thing. I mean, it's not a small thing even, it's just my okay. Sometimes we shouldn't open our mind too much. we will start to make suspicions about every word, and it's of course not a good thing. Layout. Sketch a visual top-down 2D plan for a level. Blockout. Build a basic in-game 3D raw draft and playtest it. Scripting. Integrate events and behaviors, missions, quests, doors, buttons, AI. Lighting. Arrange light sources for depth and readability. I once seen the cool YouTube channel. The guy there explained, actually visual effects. He's kind of a specialist of VFX in video games and or maybe movies. I mean, just specialist in VFX, and he just explained why fire in some video games looks not realistic or some kind of this stuff, and he explained it and he showed in his special software how to build it better or change it. It was a really cool channel, but it's kind of a lot of information, and it's a special ability. I just remember that lightning, it's not on big studios, yeah, in big studios, not studios, on big on big studios, yeah, on big studios, it's really particular position for employee. I mean, environment art class, the level with props and set dressing. Okay, even I'm not sure that environment art and lighting should be exactly in this order. Maybe sometimes better make environment art, because well, don't know. It just again, it's little thing. It's not important in context of this region. And release, document, publicize, and publish the project. If you don't know where to start, try doing everything. With more experience, you will learn when to skip or expand a phase. Kind of. Fair enough, what I could say. Tailor the process. Every level project has different needs. There is no single foolproof way to make a level. Group projects need more pre-production and planning, like racing outlines and layout drawing. Without enough communication and documentation, collaborators can't collaborate. Group projects need more pre-production. Oh, okay, it's group projects. It means when we have a lot of people or even departures, not departures, departments. Sorry, departures. It's a very also me, and yeah, it's about departments, of course. Departments, yeah, and of course for organize their job, we should have more planning and pre-production. Combat games, multiplayer maps need more blackout, time to tune encounters and map balance with a strong focus on playtesting. Yeah, okay. Single player levels with a storyteller. About combat games, I think it's an obvious. About multiplayer games, because in multiplayer games, people not looks more a lot on the art. It's a very they feel a very sport competitive feels. I mean, they experience the major experience from these games. It's about competitive, and that's why they should feel that this game is honest with them. I mean, and that this game is really depends on skills and not on some kind of cheese strategy, and there's no cheese strategy to win. So yeah, that's why Blackout much more important for multiplayer maps than some art. I mean, art important too, but you got the idea. So. Single player levels with the storytelling focus benefits less from a long blackout period. That may sound appealing, but it's actually a special hell with zero certainty. When is a story good enough? You will need a lot of iterations on scripting and environment art. If your story changes, you will have to redo everything. How to pronounce it correctly? I mean, redo or redo, or I mean, yeah, it's do something again, but how?
Redo.
Redo. Have to redo everything, and it's hard to keep everything in sync. Ever play a game where the story doesn't make sense? That's probably going to be your game too. Yeah, it's kind of in single player. It's you know, the good balance, especially if it's some kind of RPG where we have a story, where we have quests. You could, you know, make a great balance, you know, in your level about, you know, for gameplay, but in some moment just you know, came the plot writer and could come plot writer, and he just now we just, you know, we reduce this home at all from this build from this zone and change place it in some other level, and you just, oh my. Yeah, something that could happen. Okay. Process overview. Pre-production. Pre-production is about planning the basic shape and scope of the project. What is the project about? What are the design goals and okay, you know, it's kind of, I know all this stuff. I mean, I already was on course about game design, not level design, but game design generally, and kind of the steps. And I, you know, was in institute. I worked in IT projects, so kind of, yes, I know the steps. It's kind of steps of life cycle software. Yeah, he's more specific for level designs, but you know, I when they just noticed it here, I can, you know, kind of define it with my own words what it's about. But it's still useful to read, because my own words, especially in English, will be maybe not you know, usual or not too coherent with this particular topic as a game level or game design at all. I mean, okay, pre-production. Yeah, design goals and constraints. Beginners often neglect. It's kind of reject or some kind of, you know, don't want to do. To fail, take care of somebody, or to fail to take care of somebody, something. She denies neglecting her baby. The building had been neglected for years. Don't neglect your health. Oh, it's kind of запустить in Russian. Okay. It's, yeah, I just realized how many meaning could be the word запустить in Russian. Sorry. Yeah. But yeah, it's something that we speak. I mean, begin sovereign, but he's not запустить. He's a different word should be. I mean, забить, maybe something kind of this. Beginners often neglect project planning entirely, while experienced designers sometimes overplan. Yeah, it's me. I mean, I'm not experienced designer, but for some reason I'm overplanned plan my project, and usually it's not necessary planning at all. or it's kind of, you know, it's my problem. I won't be an experienced designer, and I'm trying to make a plan. And because I'm not experienced designer, yeah, I make plan maybe, you know, to overthink it in one particular part and not good well done. I mean, in some different parts, and I usually miss something important instead. You know, doing something too overplanned, overplanned. Yeah, so it's kind of my problem, but with big moment that I'm not experienced. Okay, big commercial studios often spend months or even years in pre-production. When collaborating in a group, this phase is very important because this is when you'll align your expectations. When working solo as a hobbyist, you can probably get away with less planning. Okay. Pre-production plans are usually text documents burdened with movable cards and spreadsheets. For more on a conceptual plans, see pre-production. Okay. Yeah, we can see a lot of cool stuff, but yeah. Combat design optional. Okay. If your project is about combat, then what does a tactical fight look like? What is a battle made of? How do players prepare? How can you make fights feel varied and fresh? I watched yesterday a cool video about hard mode in Doom 3. Not a Doom 2016 and not Doom Eternal, but about Doom 3. And the author of this video explains that actually all looks like all game had been balanced with the hard mode in mind. I mean, he made some evidence for this. I mean, about some timings and some moments in level design. Also, he said that it still wasn't perfect even in hard mode, but hard mode is kind of best part of Doom 3. And yes, I mean, it's interesting because, you know, when Doom 3 released, yeah, nobody cared about it, unfortunately. How can you make fights feel varied and fresh? Okay, combat is like any other game system or mechanic. Yes, you should define these experience design goals before you make levels for them. Yes, kinda. Yeah, it is. If you're making a combat game from scratch, scratch. What is scratch? Scratch. To rub your skin with your nails, usually because it is itchy. Okay. Okay. Scratch. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I even sometimes use this word, but what mean it here? If you're making a combat game from scratch, okay, it's a word. Maybe I should find. Yeah, he's a lot of minion, and it's about when we. It's interesting because in Russian it's definitely two different words for this minion and for this minion. Okay, and but it's the same word for this and this, for 2 and 3 minion. But yeah, it's not interesting. I want to find the scratch as known. Yeah. Because I'm not reading. a mark, a cut, or an injury made by scratching somebody's skin on the surface of something. Yes, yes. The unpleasant sound of something sharp or rough. Okay. The act of scratching a part of your body, yeah, and not an abstract adjective. No, it's not. It shouldn't be adjective. It should be a combat game from scratch. Okay, let's watch what put together in a hurry using whatever people or materials are available. Put together in a hurry. Okay. Oh, if you're making a combat game from scratch, put together in a hurry using whatever people or materials are available. Okay, and now it makes a little bit more sense. The files won't feel good until programmers and artists make it functional and readable. You basically have to make the whole game before you know what the combat feels like. Because it's so much work, we recommended modern combat games so you can practice on pre-built battle-tested systems. Kind of fair enough. I mean, it's not only about combat, it's about core loop. You should make, some kind of slice of your which obviously should include your core loop in your video game, yeah. Before all game, before all the content in this game, and even not slice of all game. I mean, just make a core loop of your game without art, without anything, and just check how it's feeling, how it's working, and after that you will understand more properly how to build levels around this core gameplay. Yeah, core game I called core gameplay. I mean, how will feel levels, how you should build the levels around this core gameplay, how you should build maybe even a story about about this core gameplay. So yeah, it's not only about combat, it's just about any core gameplay features. If you okay. For more on design, finds weapons and enemies combat, for a list of recommended combat games, to mod, see tools. Yeah, it's kind of interesting because when you get a level designer, you really could train on some on some mods in different games with the map creating map building already a very discovered process. I mean, yeah. Okay, layout. The layout is the basic structure of the level, usually a flat 2D drawing of core areas and elements. For a small solo hobby project, a simple layout sketch, even a scribble, can be enough. Yes. For a group, big project, detailed layout drawing are important communication tools. No one can read your mind if you don't visualize it and talk about it. Then no one will know what you want. It's a very general rule again for at least for all IT and software production, but I suppose it's also honest for almost every teamwork, team job. Layout drawing usually drop down to the floor plans, but isometric perspective drawing are common too. Remember, this isn't about being a great artist, it's about communication. The drawing is a visual plan for where the player can go and what they can do. Okay. The fourth, blockout. A blockout is a playable rough draft of the level, built with simple blocky 3D shapes in low detail. We prototype the basic structure of the level so we can playtest it within the game engine. Playtesting helps us decide whether the level is too small or too big, confusing or entertaining, balanced or broken, etc. Entertaining. Oh, sorry. That you enjoy watching, listening to, doing entertainment. Entertain. Okay, it's from. Sorry, I just forgot about entertainment as a word. Yeah, confusing or entertaining, balanced or broken, etc. This playtesting is important for any combat game or anything where rearrange. What the complex and interesting word, man. Rearrange.
Rearrange.
Almost right, yeah.
Rearrange.
Rearrange. To change the position or order of things. To change your position. Oh, range. Okay. Like a range and rear, it's a repair, maybe, yeah? I mean, same roots. It's a two roots, rear and range. Okay. Rearranging a room can cause big changes in player behavior. If you realize a room design isn't working, then you can modify it more easily when it is made of simple shapes. Yes, it's just for art. Yeah, you could see it here. It's from Uncharted. Yeah, Naughty Dog, Uncharted. Yes. Blockout files are playable game levels. Scenes fields loaded into the game engine. Opened up. Scripting is about integrating behaviors, events, and game logic into a level. Door scripting is one of the most difficult problems in game development. Trains and moving platforms are even more complicated. It's better to start with buttons and collectibles. On my course, I built I scripted doors and I scripted turning on light in the room. I built a very shaped room and yeah, in Unreal Engine. It was cool. I really optimized this process. I remember in comparison with some other people from this course. Mission objectives, quests, cutscenes, choreography. Okay, and any AI control, combat, and counter design, often really on scripting. If you often rely on scripting. If you are scared of coding, don't be afraid. Many game engines and toolsets have special scripting languages and tools to simplify the programming process. Yeah, I kind of know the C#, but in Unreal Engine I worked with the blueprints because I think I should. In some moment I will learn C++ as well, but now I'm not sure. Yeah, level design culture tends to underappreciate scripters. Yes, scripting is what makes a level feel alive and is crucial for transforming a map into an experience. Underappreciates scripters. Okay, yeah, and I cannot go to Oxford Dictionary for this one. Level design culture tends to underappreciate scripters. Yet scripting is what makes a level feel alive, and it's crucial for transforming a map into an experience. Okay, okay. Lightning. Lightning adds shadow and depth to a blockout, helping players understand the core shape of the level. Without lines, a 3D game world will feel more like a flat 2D image, and it will be difficult to judge. I have an idea how to read these runes. It's kind of very strange font. I mean, for text. I mean, look at it. G. It's G. Have you seen it? I don't know. Yeah, you could see it. It's just very strange. Okay.
Gauge.
Gauge. An instrument for measuring the amount or level of something. A measurement of how wide or thick something is. Difficult to. Okay, again. Gauge. I have no idea how. Gauge. Okay, A we could read as A, yeah. Gay. But gauge. But why we read U? Oh, I mean not U. U as a Y. Gauge. And we don't read the E on the end. I mean, oh my. Gauge. It's a very controversial word. I mean, controversial writing for this word, gauge. Just look on it. Yeah, he's definitely. It's literally all the letters here. I mean, okay, I can understand. We have you have a special letter for this sound. Gauge. The D and J made gauge. Oh my. Okay. English. What the hell? To gauge distance or understand the full layout, light and shadow also serve as a form to cover layers of information essential for combat gameplay. While the game industry usually treats lighting more as a decorative facet of environment art, we argue that lighting has crucial gameplay functions and must be crafted in deep consultation with level designers. In deep constellations, yeah, sorry. And yeah, it's kind of true. I mean, lightning is a very cool instrument. Like, you know, in God of War, or no, even in Mirror's Edge, you know, it was obviously how game designer placed all red stuff on the levels, on levels, and you know, to mark where you should go. And you could make something like this with just lightning. You can just, you know, make a dark room with maybe how on this example, yeah, with a light window, and player will go to, you know, it will be a good marker where the player should go. So yeah, the player have to go, and yeah, distances or understand the full layout. Yes, okay. But I can say that, you know, there's a lot of companies that may, I mean, I can say that the game industry now is really stocked on it. I mean, on decorative moment of lightning. I mean, it's kind of, maybe it's a little bit elder information. Yeah. Oh my. It was nice. Okay, environment art. Once you have enough certainty about the overall shape and flow of the level, you can begin adding more environment art or visual detail. And art pass is the process of adding these details. Most projects will require multiple art passes. Passes. Art pass in the process of adding this detail. An art pass is the process of adding this detail. Okay, most projects will require multiple art pass. Oh, okay, sorry, yeah, I got the idea. Many people think art painting is the fun part. Beginners often rush too quickly into art painting without adequate planning, layout, or blockout work. A premature art pass locks in early design mistakes because it becomes expensive to change the level and thus to redo all the artwork. So resist the urge. After the sorry, I just want to
Gauge.
after the gauge. I really not sure how to pronounce ouch.
Urge.
Urge. Okay, it's kind of logical. After in comparison with I want to remember this.
Gauge.
Gauge.
Urge.
Urge. Gauge. Urge. Sorry. Yeah, and what it means. To advise or try hard to pressure somebody to do something. Oh, it's when you under urge from your wish, from your wishes, from your intents. Yeah, don't rush into an art pass. Kinda, yeah, it's yeah. it's a quick overview. Yeah. So actually, for quick, even for quick view on environment art, they could make a little bit more this paragraph. I mean, they major part here it looks like just don't do it too much. I mean, don't do it too fast, and it's kind of a little bit strange maybe. Okay, and release. When the project is complete, it is time to release and make sure it reaches your audience. For commercial projects, the game launch is just the beginning of the nightmare. You must continue to market and publishes the project, gauge user feedback, publicize the project, gauge user feedback, ship bug fixes, and even build out additional post-launch content. For personal portfolio projects, you must document the level design properly, or else no one will understand what you did. Or else no one will understand what you did. Yeah. Without effective documentation, the project basically does not exist. Kinda sad. Beginners often do not put enough time into the release phase and assume the project will speak for itself. But if no one knows about it, then your work has no one to speak to. Yes. To review, level design usually involves multiple steps in the general order. Pre-production, combat design, useless it's not a combat game, layout, blockout, scripting, lighting, environment art, and release. But every project is different. Sometimes you may want to skip a layout phase or expand a scripting phase or do environment art before scripting, etc. Environment art before scripting sounds like a not good idea. Actually, I can, I'm not sure about that lightning obviously should be after environment act, or it could be just like a one phase, yeah, because we could use lightning as a gameplay element, but also we should use lightning as an environment art. And you know, it could be sometimes maybe one part, or maybe some part of lightning we do after scripting, and some parts of lightning we do in environment art. But do environment art before the scripting, well, maybe, but you know, for example, I think in God of War, which I observed recently, yeah, it's gonna be some kind of shooting your head. I mean, shooting your leg in your leg. I mean, self-shooting in leg. So I don't know how to spell it correctly. I mean, what? Yeah. But every project is different. Sometimes you may want to skip a layout file or expand the scripting file. Okay, yeah, but general idea is clear and understandable. It's definitely true. If you are early in a project or early, come on, if you are early in a project or early your level design career, you should probably try doing everything until you figure out what process works best for you. Now what? Start with the beginning, learn about pre-production for level design. Even just a little bit of planning will help a lot. It will help you figure out what the hell you're doing. Okay, great. How long we? Okay, we have 20 minutes actually. We have 20 minutes. I think we could start with the pre-production. Why not? Yeah. Oh, here's even some kind of videos. I don't watch videos here. Okay. Regional resources. What if we took pacing? Okay, it's a different. Okay, it's kind of a big block. I mean, a big unit in this. Okay. Oh, sorry. Oh. How long we stream this? Okay, you know, I think I really glad to read it. I mean, I have a pleasure from this. It's kind of enjoyable, and I think that I will continue with this. Maybe even soon. I mean, I like to read this book, and it's kind of very helpful book. It's, you know, I'm learn how to speak and about game design in English. It's very important for me. Yeah. So, but for today, I think I want to stop here. We will reread the, you know, what about this book. We read the you know, overview on all for all process, how to make a level. It's kind of, you know, we obviously can gain some good tips and behaviors from this book, not only about level design but about game design itself. Yeah, so I think that's all. Thank you for watching. We'll see you soon. Bye bye.